Welcome back on the channel, guys. Today's video is going to be a bit of like budget-friendly guide or tour about living in Fuerteventura and visiting the island, but on a budget. So if you're looking for tips and advices on overall having a budget or doing a budget trip, this is the place for you. I'm going to share some tips and tricks that I do usually use to save up on my trips. And the first thing, of course, if you want to experience a beautiful destination but you don't want to rip your wallet and you still want to keep things budget friendly, well, the first thing, of course, is to prepare. In order to save money on your travel, you need to prepare in advance, you need to prepare ahead of time. And actually, I've made a video just about setting up on your travel, in where I share and go a little bit more in depth about tips and tricks on traveling on a budget, and I will put a link somewhere either here or in the description box. So make sure to check that out for more insight. Anyway, like I said before, you need to prepare ahead of time in order to save up on your trips. First of all, it's all about finding the best deal for you, and for that I do suggest to be flexible. So because you have no idea how much you can save if you decide to depart one day later or one day before. And one thing that you want to keep in mind is that, of course, you want to plan ahead of time and you want to make a budget. So with that in mind, you can then move on either choosing the destination that you want to visit and just plan according to your budget and all of that. In Fuerteventura in particular, since this video is going to be about Fuerteventura, is very affordable despite the fact that it's still in Europe, and you can also visit the island without breaking your bank. And the prices for food and for gasoline and things like that, they're pretty affordable. And even visiting the island by itself, like all the attractions and things like that, they are mainly free, so you don't really have to pay anything. Which brings me to my next point, which is like when we decide to visit the island and we decide to visit Fuerteventura or Canary Islands for that matters, I do suggest to rent a car. That's the best way. You are free to move around, and I do suggest to rent through Seacar. I've always rent a car with them. It's the best on all Canary Island because you don't have to give a deposit. It's all in it, and also the insurance, it's already in what you pay, so which is really great. Which brings me also to like the cost of gasoline, fuel, and things like that, which is still, like I said, by being in Europe, is still quite manageable and quite affordable as well. For me, for the entire month that I spend on the island, I spend around, I would say, 300 euros or more or less. Good morning from Fuerteventura. I'm here in Fuerteventura, and for who doesn't know, actually, this is my third time here in Fuerteventura. This third time around, I'm going to stay a little bit longer than the first two times. I'm going to stay an entire month here, just living, actually, working from here remotely, which I will make another video about that. So yeah, this is my first day here for Fuerteventura. I woke up just a few hours ago. I think it's around 10 AM right now. It's already late, and I'm actually planning to go and do some grocery shopping and buy some supply for the house, for the apartment that I'm staying here in Fuerteventura. I arrived yesterday night, pretty late, and honestly completely dead. It took so long to arrive here, even though actually, I mean, I live in Italy, and from Italy to Fuerteventura, usually it's no more than 3 hours and a half by plane. Pretty easy ride, pretty fast, but apparently they cancelled any direct fly directly from Italy. So, I mean, after, I would say, 2 flights, a 10-hour layover and 24 hours of the private sleep, I finally managed to be here. So as you can imagine, yesterday I was completely dead. I'll bring you along with me to show you the local supermarket here, and I'm going to buy some stuff, and so I think that I'm going to bring you along today. See you soon! And as far as food, I suggest the best way is definitely going grocery shopping. There are different options like Mercadona, in Supertino, and even Aldi, which are the main chains on the island. They're pretty affordable. You can find fruit, vegetables, and fish and seafood, which is very fresh and extremely affordable compared to the rest of Europe, and compared to the fact if you decide to go dining at the restaurant, which actually can be pretty expensive. But I really hope that you can hear me, because the wind here is really strong. This is actually one of the windiest spots on the island, one of them, but it's also one of my favorite one all over the island. It's situated in El Cotillo, which is my favorite area on the island, and specifically this is the lighthouse El Tostón, and I do really love to come here because especially during low tide, basically it creates kind of a natural pool where you can swim in. And other than that, I do think that I have kind of a fetish things for lighthouses, so which is another reason for which this is one of my favorite spots on the island. And since it's so windy, you can find many people who comes here to do windsurf, but I'm here mostly to just bait. Hopefully there's still low tide, I'm not sure yet, I need to check out, and just to sunbath as well. So let me bring you along. Like I said at the beginning of this video, and I did spend like almost an entire month in Fuerteventura by working remotely, working online. I've also made a video about that. I will put a link in the description box. And by spending an entire month on a place, in my case, but could be even just few days or few weeks, but you still want to stick to the fact of being, I wouldn't say frugal, because you still of course want to experience and live the place, but you don't want to break the bank. There may be few challenges, like if I take me for example, sometimes, when you're at home, I would say can be a little bit easier of course, to save money and don't splurge on anything, or depending on your priorities. Of course, I'm talking about my experience and my priorities. For me, when I'm outside, of course, I'm in another place, so I have to be more careful and mindful of not splurge on things that I don't really need. So it's something that I keep in mind. But if I have to put money into something when I'm in another country, will probably be experiences. Overall, I do tend to emphasize the budget side, the budget-friendly side of my trips, but being a budget traveler doesn't have much to do with how much money you spend, but rather, as I mentioned before, it has everything to do with how you spend it. In my case, if I decide to splurge on something, will definitely be experiences. Because it's true that I strive on being a budget traveler, but that doesn't mean that just like traveling doesn't involve breaking the bank and doesn't involve spending who knows how much money or selling a kidney to afford to travel, because actually it can be extremely affordable, and at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's all about priorities for you. On the other hand, you don't have to live on a shoestring in order to experience and in order to fully live your travel life. Basically, just know when, where, and how you want to spend your money. You want to research before you go, make a plan, put everything on paper in order so that you won't lose sight of your budget. And lastly, match your expectation with reality. Even though you absolutely want something, it doesn't mean that you really need it. Another thing that helps me is keeping track of your money, keeping track of your expenses. Being frugal doesn't mean to be cheap, and doesn't mean that you're not going to have fun. It's about being wisely on how you decide to spend and how much you decide to spend. And in that case, then you can call yourself a budget traveler. Thank you so much for staying up until the end of this video. I hope you find it helpful or just entertaining as well. And for that reason, please don't forget to give it a like, share, and most importantly, to subscribe to the channel. It takes literally just a second for you, but it makes a huge difference for me. And there are so many more exciting videos that there will be on the channel because I have a few exciting trips for this year. One of them, I will give you a hint, will be in Southeast Asia, and I will make many content about that. So if you don't want to miss anything, just remember to subscribe and also leave a comment if you have any question or about Fuerteventura in general, or if you have other tips maybe about being budget traveler, or if you are more on the budget traveler side, or if you prefer to splurge and just live more a luxurious kind of travel. I am very curious to know. I'm very curious to know that. So I will see you soon. Bye.